Snoop Deal Double Jizzle. I see you. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Scoreboard Keepers. You're around here, we don't keep receipts. We keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard Keepers.
Snoop Deal Double Jizzle. I see you. I see you. I saw what you did just now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I'm your host, the Ref, where I keep you up to score and everything sports, hip hop, and hot topics. And if you just didn't see the Minnesota Vikings versus Detroit Lions halftime show, caught me by surprise because the game itself is a little bit of a snore. So I can't lie. The game itself is a little bit of a snore. But man, Snoop Deal Double Jizzle, he rocked the house. Give me some water. Yo, Snoop, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do for you, man. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do for you. Your halftime performance was just this, man. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go on record and I'm going to say that was better than a lot of Super Bowl performances. I wasn't anticipating that. The game was boring. It's a shame that it had to be this game. I'm sorry. I mean, Detroit's on a short week. I don't know where J.J. McCarthy's at for Minnesota. It's 7-7. It's really no fireworks going off with these high-powered offenses and all this money on offenses for both teams. So I was falling asleep a little bit, to be honest with you. Okay, there's really nobody rushing the ball. All of a sudden, Detroit's defense shows up and they want to shut down the run after giving up 200 plus yards last week. So I was, I'm not gonna lie, it was losing me. And Snoop Dogg saved the day. You know what I mean? I was like, wait a minute, not Snoop. Listen, Snoop, I ain't gonna front the material. You know what I'm saying? The material, but it's, classics never go out of style. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. I was almost thinking that you was going to drop us a new joint. I thought you were going to drop us a new joint in there because, sometimes artists do that. They plug themselves, and I thought you was going to give us a new joint, but you didn't. But the show was fire. The show was fire. And it, like I said, it caught me off guard. It woke me. I said, what? Is this the Super Bowl? I had to go check the calendar. I went and checked. Yo, Snoop, I went and checked the calendar to make sure the date was right. Well, I was like, wait a minute. I know that it ain't that time of the year yet. And I know damn well it ain't these two teams that are in the Super Bowl. Man, let me give you, hey, Snoop, I'm putting you on the board. You got 3 points, Snoop, because you did that thing, man. You did that thing. I was pleasantly surprised, man. You may have saved the day. Like, I don't know. It's like right after you went off, we're back to this game, and it's like reminding me of kind of like a snoozer again. Like, you know what I mean? They say over here, we got this little thing where we say score or snore, and it was a snore until you got up there on that stage, bro. And listen, I almost thought you was going to bring Dre out. I didn't know what was going on. It was so much going on in that halftime show. I was like, wait. What? They showing off a little bit. That I'm telling you, that halftime show rivaled the Super Bowl. It rivaled the Super Bowl. And Snoop did his thing, man. And listen, I'm just telling you, I was caught off guard. I was caught off guard. Um, um, let me see. Hold on. Let me just find this real quick. Let me find this real quick because this was pretty impressive as well. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I was listen. I was pleasantly surprised. But here's what the kicker was, y'all. Martha Stewart was reading like this little book, little fairy tale book, right? Before he even came on. And she was doing a little bit of rhyme and she was spitting. She had her gold sequin shirt on. She was sitting in the chair. She had her book like she was reading a story, a bedtime story to introduce Snoop. You know her and Snoop tight like this. They tight like rusty washers. You know what I'm saying? They tight like that, man. You know what I mean? You got to put WD-40 on them to get to separate them. So I was pleasantly surprised, man. You know what I'm saying? So everything just went well. Personally, I think they should have saved that for another game. Seriously, I don't think this game's going to add up to the billing. Very rarely do you have a halftime show that's going to be better than the actual game. Very rarely do you ever find that. And especially if we're talking about it over here on the Scoreboard Keepers, if the ref is talking about it, because we don't really normally, you know what I mean? It's been some really melancholy performances like as of late. But that one was like, man, that was a little, maybe it's because it was a throwback and I needed to hear that because I don't know. Maybe the artists are not like they once was. I'm not saying there's not any good artists out there, but I am saying that, you know, these classics, as you see, are templates on how you're supposed to be perform and how your music is supposed to come across and how it's supposed to transcend time. And that's what Snoop does. You see how good this music is? That they said Drew Brees was up in the booth like getting his jiggy on. That's what they said when they came back from the halftime. They said Drew Brees was up there rocking out. So I'm just telling you that this type of music, man, this is what the artists need to do. They got to get back to what they're supposed to be doing. Get back to your pen. Get back to making good music, man, because that's what it was. And listen, just for a few minutes, Snoop, you took me back, man. I must admit. So once again, Snoop Dogg, congratulations to you, man. And around here, when you do things like that, man, we do this. Snoop touchdown, man. Listen, we giving you what you get, you touchdown and the extra point. Look, Snoop, we're going to tell you right now, man, that was a great performance. Thank you, man, for that performance. It woke me up. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, man, look, let me know down in the comment section on how you guys felt about Snoop's performance, man. Let me know how y'all felt. Did he come through or did he come through? Because we don't normally do this over here at the Scoreboard Keepers, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do over here. But we had to, you know, call it like we see it. That's what we definitely do over here. And right now, the way we see it, yo, Snoop scored a touchdown, man. Snoop scored a touchdown. He scored more touchdowns than the actual game right now. So you guys, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel, thumb up the video, and get involved down there in the comment section. All right? Let me know how you guys felt about this halftime performance because I thought it was great. Shout out to Snoop Dogg, man. Shout out to Snoop. Snoop D-O double jizzle. All right? And I see you guys on the next episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, the Ref. And until then, peace. God bless everybody out there.